Out on an early spring hike, and I always get super anxious and excited to get out on our first hikes because I love looking for the plants that we have around us. And there were two main plants I've been looking for today, and that is stinging nettle and cleavers. And I found the first batch. I love using this as a daily infusion packed with minerals. This is considered nature's multivitamin. This is a vital one that I suggest for pregnancy. I tell every client I work with who is looking to get pregnant, is pregnant, or in postpartum, to do infusions and teas with stinging nettle. Also, red clover is great, red raspberry leaf, and alfalfa, and milky oats. So this is kind of a patch here. I don't know if you can see all of the stinging nettle. And then I also found just next to it cleavers. So this is kind of a little sticky plant, which is excellent for moving lymphatic fluids and elimination detox support. So I'm going to grab both of these beauties. Black raspberry bushes. As these grow, there's a huge patch here all the way down. You can see down here, can I zoom in? Right there. A whole bunch of black raspberry. There's blackberry too, but black raspberry in particular. These are the black raspberry bushes. I don't know if you can see the leaf here. I'm trying to get closer. Come on. There we go. So that is a black raspberry bush. And there's a whole bunch here you can see. And then I also have stinging nettle again, and it dispersed throughout here. So they're all still very young. I did get some of my plants today for an early spring infusion. However, I'm kind of planning my future forage, and I will be coming back here for black caps and stinging nettle. Another thing I'm going to try this year, I stumbled upon these long pine needles, and I have not found long pine needle yet to do pine needle basket weaving. So I have some nice, long, thick packs of pine needles. The longer the needles, the better. So I'm going to wash and prepare these to make some baskets. I did get birch bark as well. This is cleavers, stinging nettle, and pine. The pick is dandelion. This is one of the first plants I ever worked with. I used the dandelion flowers to make salves. You can make a nice tea. You can also use the leaves to throw in tea. I also use dandelion root, so you can do a blend of the flower, leaves, and root. During pregnancy, I would also add in, along with stinging nettle, dandelion to help in regulating your blood pressure. So it's highly supportive to the liver and the kidneys. So yeah, this is dandelion. I'm going to dry these out. I'm going to make a fresh infusion with dandelion, cleavers, stinging nettle, and pine, I think. I'm waiting for red clover to show up as well. And I'm going to show you the next step. All right, so the next step is cleaning. I'm going to take the pine needles and put them in here. I'm going to end up rinsing and cleaning those off separately. So I got the pine cleaning over there. So I usually leave the nettle to sit overnight because the longer you sit it and start to dry, it begins to lose its sting. But I've been working with it more hands-on for the last couple of years. The more you work with nettle, the less it begins to sting. You kind of build up a tolerance for the sting of the nettle. So I'm just using my hands. I just kind of pick it up at the bottom. Usually I would hang these, but because they are smaller spring cuttings, I'm just going to lay them out and to dry in the sun. What else we got? Oh, this is that is the cleavers and the dandelions. So you see they kind of look a little more kind of sad and weepy. They're just starting to dry out, so you can touch them with less risk of sting. Usually how you touch nettle, when you kind of brush up on it, the way of the nettle leaf is what will irritate the skin and cause the sting, and you can touch it more on the surface and not have a reaction. I still have so this is the bark that I'm going to be making a tincture with. So I'm going to wait on that. Right now we're working on drying. All right, so making our infusion, spring infusion here, spring bitters. I'm going to put in some of the cleavers. It's good to actually, you don't always have to. I break it up. I just rip it with my hands. It helps extract the medicinals. Before putting it in. I'm not going to use all of this. And then we're going to add some of the dandelion. And then we're going to add some of the sprigs of nettle. Again, it's best to chop it up if you can, but right now I am being lazy about it. Yeah. Do that. I am going to add more of the cleavers. All right, pour in the hot water. Add a lid. As much as possible in my medicine, I lay out the herbs to dry in the sun today. I like to use it over any of the machines or oven or anything to dry. I like to let it sun dry. And I am sitting out my infusion to be infused within the sun as well. Okay, so I'm adding a few more things to this that I forgot about. One is the pine needles, and I just break those up, throw them in, and then I found, as I was getting some dandelions, foraging those, I found this adorable little flower called self-heal. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, very cute little flower, little purple one. I'm going to swap the camera after I do this, but I'm going to add this into the bitter. Self-heal is a really beautiful medicine I make flower essences with as well, and have had really great support in emotional healing. This is so it's a purple flower, which connects it to, well, we'll say violet. So it is for the crown chakra. it connects with the pineal and crown chakra for consciousness and healing the whole body. And it's sacred medicine. So I really enjoy working with self-heal. I'm going to add that. Sit that back in the sun. Find that self-heal. It is right here. So this is what that looks like. There we go. Adorable little flower, but it has some really beautiful medicine in it. So I'm going to spread all these out. The cleavers is there. I'm going to have to go get more of that, but this is a really nice, just quick, easy spring harvest, and I'm going to have a lot more to bring to you this summer.